5 seconds to go. Start. There is a specific finding recorded by the district court that there was no evidence adduced to show that Sudarshan Kumar's wife and minor children paid consideration as shown in the sale deeds. In fact, before the district court, it was pleaded that Sudarshan Kumar's wife had brought some money from her parents. The district court, in paragraph 11 of the judgment, held that no evidence was adduced to prove the said contention. Therefore, there is a categorical finding recorded in the same paragraph by the district court that Sudarshan Kumar, by taking advantage of the power of attorney, transferred the suit lands to his own minor sons and his wife without any consideration. The High Court has not disturbed the finding recorded by the District Court regarding the failure of the respondents to adduce evidence regarding the payment of consideration under the sale deeds dated 10th April 1981. The High Court, in paragraph 29, merely observed that the sale consideration of rupees 5,500 and rupees 6,875 was not exorbitant and was not out of reach of Sudarshan Kumar's sons and wife. Perhaps the High Court has ignored that it was considering a case of sale deeds of the year 1981 and that the purchasers under one of two sale deeds were minor sons of Sudarshan Kumar, and it was not even pleaded that they had any source of income. The same is the case with the sale deed executed by Sudarshan Kumar in favor of his wife. Thus, undisputed factual position is that the respondents failed to adduce any evidence to prove that the minor sons had any source of income and that they had paid the consideration payable under the sale deed. They did not adduce any evidence to show that Sudarshan Kumar's wife was earning anything and that she had actually paid the consideration as mentioned in the sale deed. A contract for the sale of immovable property is a contract that a sale of such property shall take place on terms settled between the parties. It does not of itself create any interest in or charge on such property. Hence, a sale of an immovable property has to be for a price. The price may be payable in future. It may be partly paid and the remaining part can be made payable in future. The payment of price is an essential part of a sale covered by section 54 of the TP Act. If a sale deed in respect of an immovable property is executed without payment of price and if it does not provide for the payment of price at a future date, it is not a sale at all in the eyes of law. It is of no legal effect. Therefore, such a sale will be void. It will not effect the transfer of the immovable property. Now, coming back to the case in hand, both the sale deeds record that the consideration has been paid. That is the specific case of the respondents. It is the specific case made out in the plaints as originally filed that the sale deeds are void, as the same are without consideration. It is pleaded that the same are sham, as the purchasers, who were minor sons and wife of Sudarshan Kumar, had no earning capacity. No evidence was adduced by Sudarshan Kumar about the payment of the price mentioned in the sale deeds as well as the earning capacity at the relevant time of his wife and minor sons. Hence, the sale deeds will have to be held as void, being executed without consideration. Hence, the sale deeds did not affect in any manner one half share of the appellant in the suit properties. In fact, such a transaction made by Sudarshan Kumar of selling the suit properties on the basis of the power of attorney of the appellant to his own wife and minor sons is a sham transaction. Thus, the sale deed of 10th April 1981 will not confer any right, title and interest on Sudarshan Kumar's wife and children, as the sale deeds will have to be ignored, being void. It was not necessary for the appellant to specifically claim a declaration as regards the sale deeds by way of amendment to the plaint. The reason being that there were specific pleadings in the plaints as originally filed that the sale deeds were void. A document which is void need not be challenged by claiming a declaration, as the said plea can be set up and proved even in collateral proceedings. Hence, the issue of bar of limitation of the prayers for declaration incorporated by way of an amendment does not arise at all. Stop.